Hello guys, I know things have changed a little bit around because today is a very special day. You know, we're going to be giving a tribute to Kara, my personal favorite group as a Camellia, but also I'm going to be doing the same thing that you guys did for me the whole year, the first year of my channel. And this is, you actually educated me and you showed me everything that was important from your personal favorite groups. And I'm very excited because after all these months, I was listening and learning so much from everything that you said, and I just want to share with you all the good things about this amazing group. Remember that the month of November is we are almost a year after the passing of Goo Hara, one of the members of Kara. And this is also a tribute for her and for her work with her other members. And we're just gonna be moving forward together. Remember, Kara was the group that actually brought me to K-pop, and that made me understand how big the world was, because I was living in Brazil at that time, and I was working on my first years in the TV channel, but also I just finished college. And I remember somebody showed me an MV of Kara, and this was around like 2009, I believe, 9-10. And I was so fascinated with how different the culture was, different the music was. And remember, my mind as a South American was pretty but this group made me understand that the world is huge and it has so much talent all over, and it has so much amazing things happening that I was suddenly in love and infatuated with this group. So I started following them. I became a Camellia. That's the fandom for Kara. And and since then, of course, if you don't know, Park Gyuri, that is the leader of this group that you're gonna see right here because I just put it there. She was my first virtual crush, Of course, after that, I have a few other ones, but since I started this channel, all of them are just like coming like crazy. But no, I'm just kidding. But seriously, she was the person that my first bias ever, and also my first crush. I was in love with this girl. Anyway, so we're gonna be starting first with from the very beginnings, and hopefully, I don't know if I'm gonna get any views or anything, but I think I was part of why I started this channel. I wanted to make sure that there was gonna be a moment where I could give these girls a tribute, and that's it. Here we are. So let's start from the very beginning. Kara was one of the groups in second generation that pretty much was one of the groups that actually started doing shows internationally, and started to move the K-pop industry that was mostly in South Korea, around the world, around Japan, around the Asian countries. Of course, they were not the only ones. There were a couple of other groups that were like doing the same, but on the girl groups, they actually had so much power that they became influencers of and won so many awards of how they were portraying the Asian culture around the world. And that was huge at that time. And also that was a time that was, K-pop started to show up in South America, in the United States, in Europe, and they were a big part of it. So if you are new to K-pop and you have no clue what I'm talking about, just stick around, because this is one of the pillars of K-pop, and you are gonna understand why Blackpink or Red Velvet or EXO or BTS are there, because they help in the process the same way that Super Junior did, or Big Bang, or SHINee, or Girls' Generations or whatever. Kara debuted under DSP Media with 4 members. At the beginning, it was our amazing leader, Park Gyuri, that is my personal favorite and my ultimate bias for all K-pop. Gained the popularity as the goddess of K-pop. We had Nicole, that was our American member, and also she had an amazing voice, great rapping skills, and she has one of the most gorgeous eyes ever. Seung Yeon, the super cute baby that actually could hit the highest notes. And of course, Seung unfortunately, she only lasted for the first album because the parents wanted not her to become a K-pop artist. Okay, it happens. It has happened a bunch of times. At the same time, in our world, in the Western countries here, well, I'm saying our world because that's where I am in Miami. Rihanna was releasing Umbrella and Gwen Stefani, My Sweet Escape. Beyonce was Irreplaceable. In South Korea, we had Girls' Generation was doing their own debut with Into the New World, and also Wonder Girls were actually releasing Tell Me. That was a lot of competition. Like two huge groups were actually releasing the same, releasing one a comeback and the other one a debut at the same time. And Kara, of course, under DSP Media, decided to kind of like follow the same steps of their seniors. Finkel had this kind of like, R&B mixed with a bunch of stuff. They did everything. But the idea was that Kara was going to be following the same thing. I'm actually pretty excited to show all this stuff to you. I know that some of these MVs I've watched when last year, like after I got emotional again, I watched a bunch of them. But a few of them I have never watched at all. And some of them I haven't watched for 10 years. So I'm sharing this with you, and also I'm going to be very opinionated about everything that's happening here. Anyways, so they debuted with this song, Break It. Let's go, Break It. And these girls are bad boys. No, bad girls. Let's go.
You wanna know what I think about you?
This was kind of like a pretty basic from the Western country, like, we are bad girls. I can understand, I don't understand why somebody would believe that these girls were bad girls. That baby faces. Alright, so Nicole, there we have it. That's my girl, Gyuri. Actually, I do love this song, let me tell you. And Nicole has the most beautiful puffy eyes. Girl, I love you. Alright, this girl doesn't fool anybody. You're a baby. It does remind me a lot of the songs from the early 2000s with the R&B vibes. Of course, choreography-wise, guys, it was not that big at that time, It was more about charisma and personality. Love you, baby! I don't believe any word that you say. I think this is the first time they gave her a... Whoop. This is Ahi that unfortunately she left us after this album. That reminds me so much of hairstyles of Boys Over Flowers. It was all like blade cut. Alright, girl. And she had a very particular tone of voice, you know what I mean? That is so not sexy. And I don't know why they never gave Park Gyuri a side ponytail again. Okay. Wow. Alright, well. There you go for a first for a debut song. So this was a big improvement for what we were used to in first generation, and of course they're gonna get better and better and better because this is just 2007, and we're gonna be having much more of them. One thing that I remember about this Envy is that it didn't work. It was really well received by the critics, but the fans were like, flop. After this first album, we lost Seung Yeon, what is terrible because you need a main vocalist on a freaking group, right? So Gyuri took over the main vocalist part, and also Seung Yeon a little bit there, and like they were like juggling all that at that time. But what happened? They decided to actually open auditions and bring 2 new members, and that's when Goo Hara and Jiyoung entered the group, you know, the little babies, because they were like, I don't remember, like 15, 16 years old. Crazy. And they decided to change totally the concept. The concept now was not gonna be badasses, baby badasses, because that didn't work. But they moved towards like party girls, kindergarten stuff. You guys are gonna watch it. It's super cute. Let me tell you. But it's this one I remember because it was actually for its cuteness overload. So let's go together before you guys stop watching me. 1 and 2 and 3. This is Rock You. Yes, this is happening. But I think that this was actually more towards their image at that time. Oh, there you go. The only thing that I hate about this one is that they cut the beautiful hair of Gyuri and they never cut it again. It's actually saying rock your body, I say, but this is Dakyobase, Dakyobase. Alright, these girls are just having trouble painting a wall. Well, they are being introduced again. Seung Yeon. Baby Goo Hara. Even though she was a magnet at that time, well, at all times. Definitely a big change. But even though that, when I first watched this MV, I was like, this is super kindergarten and I'm an adult, but I like it. Wild. I'm not sure how many groups were doing this at that time. The super cute vibes. Because most groups in early second gen, they weren't trying to become sexy or... So I guess this was a kind of like a big thing. Yes, kids. All the new generations stop complaining about how basic the choreography is, because this was not basic at that time. It was pretty complex. And actually this became a big hit at that time. Rock your base. Alright, So I guess like they got together to paint a wall in a kindergarten. Hell yes! Alright, so that was Kara and their second song. And of course, this was kind of like huge change. We were coming from baby badasses to literally babies singing in kindergarten. But there was something cute and innocent about it, because if you understand, like even though like the sets and everything that were put together was not that interesting, especially because maybe they were like trying for the second time with these girls and it didn't work, that was it. But it did work because you know, like they actually got a little famous in the process and prepared for their next song. That their next song was, I believe it was a single. I'm not really remember, but I remember it was Pretty Girl. And Pretty Girl was a song where that everybody started to look at Kara as, okay, so this group is they follow the concept of innocence and cuteness, and this one was this Pretty Girl was kind of like, okay, so we're having like a girls party, pajama party or whatever. And that was kind of new, so let's watch it together. Pretty Girl, and I think that the highlight here was Goo Hara with their beautiful bed scene. Let's go. You're gonna see what I say. She starts with that. Go. All right. There was some troubles with outfits, I think, here. Everything is amazing until you hear, if you want a pretty, everyone a pretty. I don't really understand what that means. Alright, baby Seung Yeon with her beautiful baby eyes. Girl. Did you push her? Yes, it did. I think that one of the things about this group was that even though there were other groups at the time that were pretty big, their charisma was over the top. I'm sorry, I'm a fanboy right now. I'm just like... I do remember that this also, it was almost like they were like stepping in having new steps to fame, because each song that they were releasing was they were becoming much more known in South Korea, and also it started to get the attention from Japan. For every camellia in there, you guys know that this is one of the hymns of Kara, at least the cute side. And I know, you know, like the groups from third generation that came, they were a little younger. And sometimes it's a little cringy to see girls in their 20s doing super cute stuff, but this was the first time that was happening. There you go. Well, after this one, Kara started to participate in a lot of the, like the reality shows and like variety shows. And with this song, they started to become more famous and famous. And there was one event that happened that one of the live shows that they did with this song that Goo Hara slept in the confetti and screamed in the middle of the live show, and of course she was like super upset after that, but it just made people like them more. It just made people like them more because of how innocent and cute, and when they are like this, you want to protect, we went from kindergarten babies to kind of pre-teens. And the next one, we're gonna be moving towards another of their big songs, and this time we're not gonna be doing the MV because the MV that they have online it doesn't have the best quality, but I also believe that the live show is actually better because it shows and portrays the charisma of this girl. So we're gonna be doing now Honey, and Honey was a huge success in charts in Korea for these girls, and became, I believe, that one of the first. I don't think, was that a win here? I'm gonna need to check that out before I leave because I'm gonna need to drink some water. I'm gonna start to get thirsty. Let's go. 1 and 2 and 3, and this is Honey. And of course, Nicole with her like bob hairstyle all the time. It was almost like a Japanese presentation. It's all about face expressions and charisma. I believe this girl was 16 years old when she was singing that. I don't know who invented that step, but that's very weird. And that's when she started to become the goddess of K-pop. Like everybody. Of course, Nicole with our lead rapper. Remember, raps at that time were not that huge. I'm actually enjoying by myself. I'm not even talking with this because I'm like just fixated in nostalgia and memories. And it's almost like I'm seeing my kids too growing up, you know what I mean? I guess this was the last time that we are gonna be seeing them this cute and young, because after this one we go a little darker. I can't stop smiling. There you go. So as I was saying, like Honey was one of those songs that actually made them pretty famous. Like they at the beginning they were just one more group, and after Honey, they pretty much like grabbed the attention of the South Korean public, and they became mainstream, right? Not mainstream because they were rookies still, but they were, you know, on the radar of both people. And after that, they suddenly decided to change their concept again and their approach and do it a little bit more, I should believe, sensual and sexy. Maybe they grew up a little bit. So from teenagers, we passed to young women. And that's what we have with Wanna. And Wanna was, this is a fan song. You guys need to watch it. Let's go. 1, 2, and 3.
야, 그럼 전화해봐. 내가 볼게.
Alright. Jiyoung is talking to
저 가수
the dude that is supposed to be a famous actor. So
정말 좋아. 여보세요?
끊었어? 왜 그래?
this is one of the weirdest concepts I remember from them.
몰라요. 어떡해.
She's pissed because she thinks that bird always kills me. So these girls are pissed because the dude supposedly hung up on her. He didn't.
망설이는 것도 정말 낯지 같잖아요. 기다리는 것도 정말 난 어렵잖아요.
Alright, they are pissed.
눈치 없는 그대가 미워.
But gorgeous.
어서 빨리 말하란 말야. 그대를 사랑해 my love. 그대를 사랑해 my love. 그대를 사랑해 나 그대를 사랑해.
So pretty much one of them is coming inside the dude's apartment. And of course there's no subtitles of any of those songs, so wow. They are pretty much trashing the dude's place. Don't kill the bird. Is this what they do in Korea? You get pissed with a dude and they destroy his apartment? They are evil. Wow. I didn't remember this. I don't remember when they were so evil. They're pretty much like doing practical pranks all over the apartment. It's funny because the more MVs that you see, the more that you can see that they are evolving in their choreography and their synchronization. I guess she found a letter saying that he loves her. Alright. I would kill all of them. Yeah, right. You guys are evil bitches. We're gonna move a little bit sexier this time. So the whole evolution with Kara It started from being badasses and hip hop girls to like super cute, blah 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 blah, to now bombshells, because that's what we're gonna be getting here with Mr. And Mr. was known because of the bad dance. That was like a sexy dance that they had, that became huge. It became viral at that time, and it just launched them even higher in their career. So let's watch it together. This is Mr. and forget about the cute little kindergarten girls because they are totally out of the question. Lots of belly buttons. That is the one that I'm talking about. And we have a Korean version and a Japanese version, and the one that I have here is the Japanese one, because that's the one that has the best quality. Wow. Goddess Gyuri. I believe that this song has been covered by every single girl group after that. Because it's super sexy, but at the same time it has this like teen vibes and youthful vibes. Of course, even though at that time there was a lot of, like vocal special effects to enhance whatever they were lacking, I guess. Question to all chameleons there, was this a group that, was this one of the first groups that was so strong in Japan? Because we know that they're gonna pretty much like become almost like Japanese super idols. It's funny, that was considered super mega sexy. So if they were in South America at that time, they would go cuckoo with what they would see there. All right, girl. She's showing us her little... one thing that Kara had was like they were lacking a very strong main vocalist, but they all were trying to get the best possible from their capabilities. At the same time, they were most about charisma and charm, and they knew how to do it. I'm gonna tell ya. Alright, so this finishes our first section of Kara, and I think that what is the year that we are here right now? We are in 2009, so that means that we went with those 6 songs. We went from their debut song with Break It all the way to Mr. from 2007 to 2009. So this is only 2 years, and you can imagine at that time, whoever is like Amelia, we all know how fast they became huge. And whoever is new to this group, you can understand that after all those 5 songs, they were already on top, right? And from them on, they were just like moving forward and forward. So we're gonna stop for now, and we're gonna continue with the second episode of this tribute to Kara, and most importantly, a tribute to Goo Hara for, because she deserves it. That's all. And because I want to. Anyways, guys, if you guys have any questions, if you guys want to check anything else from Kara, I would always recommend to go to just go to Spotify or go to another place, just put Kara artist, and you're gonna be able to listen to all their stuff. They have amazing songs, from B-sides to OST songs to video game songs to film songs to everything. And yeah, well, this was only the beginning. I can tell we're just like scratching the tip of the iceberg, if that makes sense. Anyways, and remember, these are no reactions because I know most of these songs, but I just want to share this with you, and we can comment, and we can, if you, hopefully one of you is gonna turn into a chameleon, and I will be super happy. That's all. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one, and bye bye.
So